Squad up, haters down, haters down. If you ain't about that life, don't come around, don't come around. Got the crowd, gone wild, gone wild. Tell me what you know about that Mem style, that Mem style.
Yo, y'all know what time it is. Y'all know what time it is, man. It's the mr.jelks show. How everybody doing out there, man? Y'all know who it is, man. It's y'all host, mr.jelks. And I got the honorable.
Drums, please.
What's up, man? What's up, man? How you doing?
Yo, man, I'm doing well now, man. Earlier, I've been having some technical difficulties.
Well, hopefully we back. Unlike the last show, we had a couple finger slips and some wrong.
I mean, like I was hitting the Woody Woodpecker sound effect. I think we wanted to. I don't know. We might want to show some love, but we hit the gunshot. Straight killed somebody. I'm like, no.
Hey, but you back this week. You got your sounds refreshed, reset. So we should have a good week. Good show tonight.
Oh yeah, man. Thanks. Oh, I appreciate it, man. How everything been going in the shy?
Man, good, man. We getting our first little taste of snow this season tonight and tomorrow. So here we go. It's wintertime, baby.
Cool. Don't bring it down here for Thanksgiving now. Oh. I know you coming down to visit family. Don't bring that snow.
I'm gonna try not to, man. I hope it don't come down. But if y'all get some, hey, listen, welcome to the party.
Hey, speaking of welcome to the party, man, I want to welcome everybody out there who watching tonight, man. We appreciate y'all for tuning in. As usual, you know what I'm saying? The phone lines will be open tonight. Y'all can call in, you know what I'm saying, and chop it up with us and our special guests, because we got one of the specialist guests from the M Town on the show tonight, who's returning once again. And I'm not gonna spoil it right now because you know what I'm saying, we gotta get into really quickly, man. Did you see that doggone fight, bro?
Man, you know what? I didn't. And the reason why I didn't see it because I knew Netflix wasn't gonna be prepared for it. I heard it was a whole lot of buffering going on. But I did get some of the highlights that was out there, man.
Netflix lost.
Netflix got whooped. Netflix is the one that got their ass whooped.
Exactly. Yep. Netflix got their ass whooped. Yeah. Everybody out there, man. Like I said, man, y'all hit the like button if y'all out there on YouTube. You know what I'm saying? Hit the share button. You know what I'm saying? If y'all on Facebook, comment, subscribe.
Yes, sir. All of that.
All that good stuff. You know what I'm saying? Get the word out. You know what I'm saying? Help spread the word because we're trying to take this show, man, to the moon and back. Welcome. I'm not even gonna hold them. You know what I'm saying? I'm not even gonna hold them tonight, man.
Yeah.
We have a returning guest on the show tonight. He's family to me. If you ask me, he's, if not the number one lyricist out of Memphis.
Yes.
Is there a number over one? Man, he's fresh off of the winning the 2024 NIMA award. That's the National Industry Music Awards for the best rap album, which is well deserved.
Yeah.
He's nominated for an SCA award. He's been having a great 2024 with new material, new EPs, and he's going to share his new video with us tonight. I can't wait. I already know it's off the chain. I already seen it, but the crowd, they might not have seen it yet, but I know it's off the chain. So y'all got to definitely stick around and check that out. Ladies and gentlemen, we bring to you the one, the only.
Drums, please.
Virghost Memphiasco.
What's good? What's good, gentlemen?
What's good, Virghost, man? Thanks for joining the show, bro.
Yeah, welcome
Thank
back.
y'all for having me, man. Thank y'all for having me.
Man, welcome back, man. How life been treating you, bro? This 2024.
Man, it's been pretty good, man. It's been very transitional, but it's also been very, very rewarding too. You know what I'm saying? It's probably been outside of like 2014. It's probably been the most transitional year I've had as an artist and as just a man. You know what I'm saying? So
That's a blessing. That's a blessing. Did you? Speaking of, we were just before we brought you on. We were speaking of this Tyson fight and this the Netflix deal, man. Did you witness any of that?
man, I'm so mad I stayed up for that, man. I was out, so I live in Nashville and I had to go to Memphis like the day after. So I really needed to sleep that day. But I was like, I'm gonna watch this fight because I'm a big Mike Tyson fan. So I want to see Mike Tyson like beat this man ass. You know what I'm saying? So I stayed up. I saw the two women fight, which was really dope, but it kept lagging the whole time. It was frustrating me. And I'm like, I know this ain't my internet because I got like a really good, some really good Wi-Fi here. So we get to the Tyson fight, and man, it was like, first of all, it was underwhelming. Well, y'all ain't really asked me my opinion on it, but
we did.
Okay. Y'all asked me my opinion. It was underwhelming, bro. Like, Mike, man. I don't know, man. I was expecting Mike to like really be Mike because I grew up watching Mike Tyson, but I personally could tell that they both was holding back. I know a lot of people think that what's the dude he was fighting? What's his name?
Jake Paul.
Yeah, a lot of people saying Jake Paul was holding back, but I think they both was holding back. And I know like Mike Tyson legs look really bad, but I still think like Mike Tyson got that uppercut, and if you look back at it, he was not trying to do that uppercut at all. Like. He was making sure he didn't do that because if he would have did one, it only take one uppercut for Mike Tyson, man. Just one.
Sweet chin
exactly.
Music. That's all that is. Sweet chin music.
I saw earlier Michael Irvin, formerly of the Dallas Cowboys. He said that there's rumors going around that it was in the contract that Mike couldn't use his uppercut.
It probably.
You could tell they both was kind of holding back, man. It was disappointing because I was tired the whole weekend because I stayed up all night to watch that fight. So I was really, really upset that I watched that fight. But and Netflix need to get their shit together too, because it was like, man, I was like, what is going on? Like, it literally kept lagging. It looked like we was watching like a Game Boy or something like that. I was like, what is going on with this streaming, man? You know what I'm saying? Because we all know the future of sports and stuff is gonna probably be they already streaming stuff on Prime already. You know what I'm saying? So we know that's where it's going to. But Netflix, man, if they ain't gonna have to fix something. They gonna get left behind in the game.
Yeah, because they supposed to be hosting, I think, the Houston Texans game for Christmas, and so it's like,
and if they mess up, while Beyonce performing, oh man,
listen, cancel. You might as well cancel. People gonna start canceling their subscription, man, because it's like, what are you doing? You're out your league now. You done put all this money into it. You done got into this contract with ESPN, and you trying to air these games, and it's like, hey man, listen, y'all better get your game up. You better update your service. Better get more capacity.
They're gonna have to do something. They got to do something because what they did Saturday and then I'm gonna tell y'all, I don't want to keep picking on it, man. Sound like a pessimist, but the other thing I didn't like.
They need to see this,
man. Why was Cedric the Entertainer and Rosie Perez there at all? Like, what did they have to do with boxing? I'm confused. Like, is this something like for real? I'm asking, like, is this something I'm missing that I didn't understand about that? Like, I don't understand why they were there. What was like?
Only thing that I know Rosie Perez for as far as boxing was Do the Right Thing. What's that the name of that movie? Spike Lee, Do the Right Thing. And then when the movie first come on, she have on some boxing gloves and she be looking all, rosy-ish while she punching and stuff.
Okay, that makes sense. But I didn't understand why Cedric the Entertainer was up there playing Stephen A. Smith. I didn't understand that at all. Like, I didn't get why he was there. No offense to Cedric the Entertainer, because he's one of my favorite comedians, but I didn't understand why he was there. Like, I didn't get it.
Netflix just making up stuff, man. They need to do a better job, man. It's just like it's almost like they threw it together. Like, I think it was a good promotion. I think they did a great job promoting it. I mean, clearly they sold out the arena.
They got me.
They did a great job. It was like, They did everything but deliver a because the fight could have been whatever it could have been, right? The fight was gonna be what it's gonna be, but like the lagging, it's just, hey man, y'all got to do better. Y'all got to do better.
The lagging was probably my biggest complaint though. Like I could have tolerated everything else, but it was like, man, I was getting frustrated because I felt like I was missing something. You know what I'm saying? And it kept lagging. By the time it got like right after they started the fight, I got to watch the entire fight. But yeah, they're gonna have to fix that before they get Queen B.
Yeah.
I was in the same boat as you, Ghost, man. I just knew Mike was about to knock him a fool out, man. I was at Pizza Hut picking up pizza. I done, ordered pizza and wings for this fight, man. And guess what? I'm in a long Pizza Hut line. Guess what? Everybody ordered pizza.
And then you get there and see that disappointed.
You like,
well, it was kind of cool because I met a younger cat, and he didn't really understand what was going on. And I was trying to tell him, the reason this pizza line so long is because Mike Tyson about to knock him a fool out.
And that did not happen at all.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
He looked like he could have.
I was disappointed.
He looked like he could have, though.
He could have in the first couple of rounds, but you could also tell that he was tired. Like, and then if you think about it too, man, I was telling my wife this after the day after the fight. Mike Tyson was never really known as like a fighter that go late into rounds anyway, even when he was young.
Listen, if the fight went long for Mike Tyson when he was young, he probably was gonna lose.
Right.
He was knocking him out though, man.
He had to knock you out in like the first or second round, and if he go the distance, he wasn't that type of fighter. But you could tell in this fight, he's like almost 60 years old. He was tired as hell.
Man,
exactly.
Them legs were shaking like he was 62.
I ain't gonna lie, I did all that talking and I went to sleep before they even fought, man. I woke up the next day like looking at my phone, like I wonder who won.
I ain't mad at him.
You did right. You did right.
I ain't mad at him though. That's a $20 million check he took to the bank. I ain't mad. Get out there. Go 8 rounds. Because for Mike, I mean, it's not necessarily embarrassment. I mean, for those of us who watched him growing up, right? It's like disappointment. Like, come on, Mike, you ain't had to go out like that. But for him, man, you go out there last 8 rounds, 2-minute rounds, man. Listen, $20 million. That's probably the easiest money he done made in his life.
I wasn't disappointed in them though, because I felt like that both of them was, you could tell they both was holding back. Like Mike Tyson, his signature is the uppercut, and he literally never attempted to do that, not one time. So I mean, that told me all I needed to know right there.
I know y'all been seeing those highlight reels too, where they're showing you that he had ample opportunity to use that uppercut, but he wasn't, like y'all said, he wouldn't do it.
He would knock that boy out. He would knock Jake Paul out for sure. I think if they would have fought for real first round, I think Mike could have knocked him out.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
I mean, his instincts was so crazy. I was like, oh shit, that looked like them instincts still there, man. I mean, the combo, I was like,
But on the flip side of it, I feel like the dude could have beat Mike Tyson in the 8th round, like later in the rounds. Mike was tired by then. He could have got knocked out by then.
My legs was like rubber bands, man. He would have knocked his ass out.
Definitely.
He'd be like, damn, Mike,
I didn't want to see him get knocked out.
I think for what they wanted to accomplish, I think they accomplished that, but I think just the promotion that went into it, right? I think it just kind of let everybody down. But for what they wanted to accomplish, I think they did, some good hits here and there. Everybody leaves happy. Everybody get a good payday. Only blame is Netflix, right? It's not even them. Everybody talking more about Netflix than they talking about them. So
yeah, that was terrible. What they had going on was terrible. Like, man, they was making me mad, man.
They made Comcast look good. They were so bad, man. Everybody was like, damn. They made
Comcast. They made Amazon Prime look good because the Amazon Prime play football games. You don't see no lagging.
Man, wow.
It's like night and day between the two. It's like night. I say, whatever they doing, y'all need to call them up and say, hey, man, what y'all got over there?
Yeah, definitely.
We need that in our server room because right now it's trash.
That happened somewhere else too. What else did that happen on? Was it the first versus when we were all out on COVID and stuff? They had the first versus. Remember that happened before where they didn't have the Instagram, didn't have the bandwidth. Yeah, y'all just reminded me of that.
Ain't got the bandwidth. There's too many people sitting at home watching this, man. Y'all ain't got the bandwidth for this.
Come on, man. Everybody, we was all watching them jumps. Yo, but maybe they got enough research together to, run the numbers and figure out, okay, now what do we need to, to make it better next time? You know what I'm saying? So sometimes you just gotta jump in the deep end and then, sink or swim. Yeah, I think they just jumped in and, like, hey, now at least we got some data to where we can see what can we do to fix this next time. So we'll see in the future. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we gonna definitely see in a few weeks.
Definitely, yeah.
Hey, they can't show up in a few weeks with a bad product, or it's probably gonna be terrible for them if they do show up with a bad product. Because I'm almost certain the NFL probably was like, "Hey, y'all need to."
Oh yeah. Oh, Roger Goodell called them during the fight. Like, hey man, y'all can't be doing. Y'all better get this fixed. Get this fixed yesterday. Like, I'm guaranteed.
Yeah.
Jay-Z probably hit them up.
Hey, man, y'all got to fix that, man. Y'all making us look bad.
Yeah, Jay-Z is like, nah, hey, y'all better before we get this, before these next few weeks come up, y'all better get it together, or else it ain't gonna be no beehive at the show.
Yeah, they got like a month though. I think they'll get it together in a month.
Yeah, and part of me feels like it was also a good setup to see what they could do, because I'm pretty sure they made some infrastructure investments into it, and this fight probably was a precursor. They probably undervalued what the fight was going to do more than likely. I'm almost certain they undervalued how much it was going to sell, how many people were going to be trying to stream and log on, and so I think they just underestimated it and didn't necessarily give it enough infrastructure that it needed. So hopefully,
I ain't think about that. That probably.
Yeah, hopefully they learn their lesson, and when they get ready for NFL, they're like, all right, cool. We got to make sure we got everything beefed up so that we don't have these type of issues, because that ain't going to end well for them if they do that. Because I think they're supposed to be getting into the NBA too, streaming some of those games, with that new NBA contract. I think some of the streaming services got in on that. So.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Already.
Man.
Yeah, but man, that's what's up. Let's give it up. One last big hoorah for Mike Tyson and Jake Paul. The biggest finesse in boxing history.
Man,
literally.
Man, he ain't lying.
That was a heist. But yo, we here with one of the dopest lyricists, man, out of the M-Town, man. So we can't be talking about Mike Tyson all night, man. We got to get into this music. We got to get into this. Virghost, you and Kingpin, the composer, are fresh off of a 2024 win for the NIMA Awards. That's the National Industry Music Awards.
Yes, sir.
Let us know about that event, and just give us some insight and stuff, man, and how you were feeling that night and stuff.
What's crazy, man? The national, it's called NIMA, National Industry Music Award. It's formerly the Nashville Industry Music Awards, and I believe they branched out this year. They changed the name to National because they wanted to go outside of Nashville and mess with other cities and other states and stuff like that. Because Nashville is a big music city in general anyway. A lot of people come here to record. BMI is here. I believe ASCAP is here too. But yeah, man. Actually, the night. The day that they had the award show here in Nashville, but the day before that, I had to perform at an event in Memphis for my homie Jamal Bullock. He was having an event called Art, Kicks, and Cocktails, and I performed with is a band in Memphis called Saturday Sunset. They were my band that night. It was really dope. It was like everybody had fly kicks on. And Amanda Seals was randomly there. I don't know. She was just randomly at the show, man. She said my shoes was dope, which was really dope. But because I was in Memphis, I didn't actually get to go receive the award the next day. So I hit up the guy that's over it. I hit him up the next morning. I just let him know, like, man, I'm sorry I missed the show. You know what I'm saying? I had an event here in Memphis and all that. He was like, oh, it's all good. And he was like, by the way, y'all won rap album of the year. And I was like, oh, shit, okay. But yeah, we won album of the year for we got a. What's crazy is we won best rap album, but the project that we won it for was actually a mixtape we made called "By the Way I Heard What You Said" that we put out last year. And that's not the first time I won a NIMA award. I won a NIMA award in 2017 for best rap album for my album "No Sleep Under Circumstance." So this the second time for me winning a rap album. It was Kingpin's first time winning a NIMA award for it. So yeah, it was a dope thing, man. I'm very appreciative of it. The NIMA, the National Industry Music Awards for us winning. It was a lot of dope people on there, man. And yeah, man, we worked really hard on that project, like really, really hard.
Dope, man. So the name of the project is called BTWIHYS.
Yeah. By the way, I heard what you said.
I was wondering that, man. I promise you, I was gonna like copy that and put it into my Google search because I'm like, is this a common? Is this a common one? You know, as far as like when you put the letters together, like a, you know.
Yeah.
It's called "By the Way I Heard What You Said." Yo, that's hard.
Yeah, man. Cause like when I first saw, because it was supposed to be like. We started working on it while we were finishing up Summer September 4. And we was like just carrying that energy on. It was like it originally was supposed to be like an EP, like like a complimenting EP for Summer September 4. But once we got into it, we just decided to like make it into like a whole project. And what we did was I wanted to capture the energy that like DJ Drama had on the Gangsta Grill projects from the early 2000s, and I wanted to do something like that where it sounded like one of them early 2000s Gangsta Grill mixtapes. You know what I'm saying? And that's pretty much what we did. And I shortened it. The title, I told King, just the energy I was feeling at the time, man. I just had a lot of like competitive energy, and I felt like a lot of shots was coming my way. And I just wanted to say, I told him I want to call it "By the Way I Heard What You Said," but I didn't want it. I thought the title was too long to just have that whole thing. So I just kind of put the words out because I feel like people know BTW mean by the way. And if you from Memphis, you know what you said is WYS. So, you know, I feel like I felt like when people look at it, they can kind of figure it out if they really look at it. You know what I'm saying?
You're right. Because I was kind of figuring it out. I knew it. It's like I know what it's saying, but I don't. It's like I do what I don't. It's like as I get to the middle of it, I start losing. But I'm glad that when you said it, it was like obvious. I'm like, damn, that's obvious.
Right.
And it's dope.
Thank you, man. Thank you.
It's artistic.
Thank you.
So you and Kingpin, the composer, man, y'all been working together for some years now, man. Like, how did y'all come together? And what is it about his production that you prefer, that you dig?
Well, to answer the first question, me and Kingpin, we knew of each other around like the 2011, 2012 time because I was doing a lot of like hip hop shows there. I was in a collective called Squad at the time and all that, and I met him. I don't remember who. I think I heard he did a song for Snipes called "Freaking You." I think they was using like the Jodeci sample, and I really wanted to work with Kingpin, but at the time I was like not in a good place financially or nothing, so I didn't feel comfortable coming to him and like, hey, I want to work with you. I just didn't feel like that. But like in 2013, I won the K97 contest. But before I won the K97 contest, Kingpin asked me to do a song with him, and he had this rapper named Omega Forte and a rapper named Promise TMG, who was also my videographer, and we all did a song at my studio. I can't remember the name of it, but that was the first time me and Kingpin ever worked together. But when I won the K97 contest, they really wanted me to have a radio song. Like, they went through my catalog, and I was giving them songs. They was like, this ain't it. So they hooked me up with Tone Yates. Well, not hooked me up. They gave me a Tone Yates song that was pretty much already done with some open verses. I didn't like it because I didn't like the song. It didn't really fit what I do. But I did it. And I did it. And I was really opposed to doing it. Like a lot of people in my team had to convince me to do it. But I did it. I finally turned it into them. I turned it into Devin Steele. And when I finally turned it into him, he told me, that Tony Yates sold it to Kurt Cobain. So I did all that for nothing.
Oh man.
So after that, I liked the verses I had. So I was like, I hit up Kingpin. I was like, man, I really want you to produce this song I need on the radio. And I told him I really wanted an Aaliyah sample. It was a specific Aaliyah sample I wanted. And he sent it back to me, the beat back to me. And it was like beyond what I thought it was going to be. And I rapped, I added a little bit onto the verses or whatever. And they put the song on the radio on K97. And they played it like all summer long. And that's how me and his relationship first began. But after we made the song, like I said, I wasn't in a financial place at that particular time to even buy his beats. But what I asked him was like, hey man, I really want to work with you. We got the chemistry, we got a song on radio. What if we just put a project out together with both our names on it, just split the money? You know what I'm saying? And he was with it. So he said that. We made Summer September 1, which also had that song we had on the radio, which was Be Without You. It was on that album, Summer September, the first Summer September. And from there on, we just kept creating. We made Summer September 1, 2013, Summer September 2, 2016, Summer September 3, 2019, I believe, and Summer September 4 in 2022. And then right after that was the end of that Summer September collection. That's when we started on By the Way I Heard What You Said, which came out last year. And to this year, we put out like 3 EPs. So we done did a lot of music together, man. A lot.
And that's dope. And then by the way you heard what I said, has won the NIMA Award 2024. Congratulations.
Oh, and to answer your question about what makes me mess with Kingpin is very, very different when it comes to Memphis producers in particular. And for me personally, I pick a certain kind of beat on my solo albums. And what Kingpin did was he kind of, what's the word I'm looking for? He pushed me outside of my box to where I had to open up the way I approach records and the way I flow on records, because his beats, and I don't want this to get misconstrued, because he has amazing beats, but some of the beats that he has, I probably wouldn't necessarily put on my solo album because my solo album sound a certain way. So he challenged me to learn how to rap on different kind of production that I probably wouldn't normally do by myself, to the point where now, because we've been working so much, I can pretty much rap on anything just off of the fact that I've been working with him for so long, because his production style is so unorthodox. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I like about him. So now we at a point now where he know my sound. Like he know what my stuff sound like and everything. So it ain't even like it was in the beginning. Like his beats that he make now are beats that I would pick for my own solo album. You know?
Yep, because y'all a team now. You know what I'm saying? Now it's like y'all are a championship team. Y'all a championship team out here winning awards and shit.
Yeah, yes, sir. And we many more. But one other thing that we did that was even more crazy this year is that same album we got Grammy consideration for it this year. So
I was going to tell you congratulations too on the Grammy consideration and everything, and also for joining the Grammys. I saw where you posted that you've joined. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, I really wanted to join. I think the person that made me really want to join the Grammy Academy I actually got to record for him tomorrow actually. But for Professor Jenkins from TSU, he's over the TSU band, marching band out there, and he put out an album with his band at TSU. I can't remember the name of it, but I don't know. I think it was the year before last. He won the Grammy. Like they won the actual Grammy. You know what I'm saying? So this is somebody. The reason I knew him because I did a song with his band in 2019 called "Tighten Up." They did a remix to me and Kingpin's "Tighten Up," and the band played on the actual song. So that's how me and him got acquainted and all of that. So just to see him win that Grammy like that, he got nominated, which was dope, but then he won. I was like, oh, things become real when you see somebody actually do it. Like, exactly. You know what I'm saying? Yep. So from there, I was like, man. And then the other thing, they made a spoken word category in the Grammys. And I was, a lot of people know me for rapping, but a lot more people know me for spoken word as well, because that's how I started. And I was like, man, I gotta get in that Grammy Academy so I could submit me like submit some of my albums, specifically a spoken word album, because it's achievable to get nominated, you know, in that arena. You know what I'm saying? So I just did my due diligence and figured out how to get nominations and stuff like that, and I got my nominations. Once I did the nominations, I think I want to say March or February. I got my nominations. They let me know in like the end of June, and I pay. Of course, you know you gotta pay the dues and all that stuff. And yeah, I put my album, me and Kingpin album in there, and it got considered. I didn't know if it was gonna get accepted or not, but they accepted it and considered it. So that was wild. You know what I'm saying?
Congratulations.
I got a quick question for you. How do you balance the hat of spoken word and rapper?
That's a good question, man. I wouldn't,
Yeah,
I don't really think of balancing it. I think I'm more so of the past few years been focused on rap more, but I don't know, these last 2 years I've been getting a lot of people asking me to do spoken word like out the blue, you know what I'm saying? Because like I don't really focus that much on spoken word like I used to. Even though I came from that, I came up like I wouldn't even be a rapper if it wasn't spoken word. That was what I was known for. I was literally on stages with deaf poets and stuff like that, going toe to toe with them. So I really do spoken word, but my focus for so many years has been rap. You know what I'm saying? So I guess for me, it's not really a balance. It's just whatever I'm demanded more of at the time. You know what I'm saying? There have been times where I have been asked many. Like I got to host a spoken word event this weekend in Nashville. It's on Sunday. You know what I'm saying? So it's just I'm always in the practice of. I'm always rehearsing and practicing both things: rap, spoken word, the melody, and all that stuff like this. So about when anybody contact me to do any of it, I'm ready. So I guess that's the balance: just staying ready for performing, rehearsing, practicing, and stuff like that. And I will say I make a lot more new material with my raps than I do with my spoken word, because I'm a community artist, and like I don't be around a lot of spoken word artists, and it don't really inspire me to make a lot of spoken word like raps. You know what I'm saying? So,
yeah. Because that was gonna be my second question. Like, what's the driving inspiration? And so, you know, sound like you talked about it a little bit. Like, but what inspires you to do one or the other? You know, do they ever cross paths? You know, or when it comes to the penmanship part, you know, what drives? Okay, you know, I'm gonna do this. Okay, I think this is better for this. Like, what's kind of the differentiating factor in driving that penmanship in either direction?
I mean, it's multiple things. Like, one thing is just hearing a dope person do it. Like, if I hear a dope rapper make me want to rap, or if I hear a dope poet makes me want to write a poem, if I hear a dope singer makes me want to go write some melody or something like that, that's kind of what makes me like kind of shift and do the things that I'm doing. But outside of that, it could be like from a production level, whatever the beat kind of tell me to do. Because like I didn't got beats before, even from Kingpin, where I know he probably thought I was gonna rap on it, but I ended up doing spoken word on it. You know what I'm saying? Like it really just what the beat tell me. Like we got a song, I forgot the name of the song, man. We did so much music, I can't remember the name of it. But we got a second song with a Aaliyah sample on Summer September 2. And I know when Kingpin sent it to me, he thought I was gonna rap on it, which I got a rap hook, but the song is basically a spoken word song. You know what I'm saying? Because that's just what I heard when I heard the beat. You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of a driving force for me, just the production, if there is production, and for just hearing other artists inspire me or motivate me to want to do it, especially with spoken word. Like I had to hear some really dope poet that make me like, man, I gotta go write me a poem now. But like rap, kind of like I'm always rap anyway because I done did it so much. But like poetry, it take a lot to get me to like write some new poetry, man. It's just I don't know why that is. It just is.
So and you know, some of these questions I'm just asking because there are people who are watching, right? Who might be in the same boat or who might be trying to find their way. And so I think sometimes hearing other people's processes, you know, helps people understand different ways to do it. How much time do you put in working on the craft of rapping? Like how much time do you spend, you know, just working on that, whether it's writing, whether it's in the beats, whether it's in production, whether it's in the studio, out of the studio? What does that time look like for you? Because, you know, people will see the accomplishments, right? But sometimes they don't know what goes in behind the scenes. So if you can talk a little bit about what that looks like for you, maybe not even on a daily basis, but just how you go about your work, and how much time you put into that to make the craft what it is.
Man, I've put in something. I'm always writing, even when I because a lot of the stuff I write, I'm just writing in my head, and then I finally put it down, like in my phone, or I write it down. But like I'm always writing, man. Like when I'm driving, when I'm at work, when I'm in the kitchen doing stuff, cleaning up, like I'm always constantly writing. My brain has always been like, even before I was an actual performing artist, I was always writing in my head since I was a freshman in high school. You know what I'm saying? It's just what my brain does constantly. As far as like just creating, man, like I just make sure I work. So whatever amount of time I'm putting in to work for somebody else, I'm gonna put that into my craft too. You know what I'm saying? It only makes sense. So I'm always writing, I'm always rehearsing, I'm always performing when I can, you know what I'm saying? Because I got a family too, I got people I'm responsible for. But I think, and it also depends on the time period of, different times throughout my journey, what I was doing at the time, because I used to have my own studio when I lived in Memphis, and I recorded so much music all the time to the point where it was damn near destructive because I wasn't paying attention to other things in my life that I need to be responsible for. But on the flip side of it, it's like I learned how to record in a faster clip than other people because I did it so much in Memphis. So now me and Kingpin, the EPs we just put out, we did them EPs in like an hour and a half, all three of them. I went to his studio, boom, we record them because I just work so fast now because I've been doing it so long for so much time. It's just easy. I don't even know how to explain it at this point. It's just easy now. Like I can literally be tired and I can still write a 16. I can still dig deep and write a 16 or dig deep and write a poem. Melody is probably the easiest thing of all of it. You know what I'm saying? Because it's just a freer thing to do. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know, man. I guess it just depends on what time period. You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like at this point I done kind of mastered writing it. You know, I'm not trying to act like I'm like just Jay-Z and Kanye, and like I'm just saying I've mastered what I do at this point to where it ain't even really, it's like drinking water at this point. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, I think that's good, man. You know, the biggest thing I heard, man, is the discipline, the understanding, the figuring out what works for me, right? And every situation is gonna create a lot of different barriers, right? You know, every stage of your life has different things involved with you, you know, from being single to being married to having kids to having jobs, you know what I'm saying? And so I think sometimes people need to hear that you can balance it all and still be successful. You know what I'm saying? You can balance it all and still be successful. I think sometimes people are in this mindset, especially a lot of the generation that comes behind us, in this mindset of like, I need to get it right now, right? I need to get it right now.
Nah, man,
it needs to be all perfect, like right now. And I think
it took a long time to get to where I'm at, man. Like the artistic place that I'm at now, man. It took a lot. One thing I tell people is it takes you being able to know how to, like, a lot of people like looking at the wins and stuff. You have to learn how to fail.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? You got to learn how to like actually lose and get up and keep going, because a lot of people, man, they'll lose and get discouraged and won't do it again. And that's what I've been seeing. I've seen people come and go just off of that.
Yeah,
just because they just disappointed, like, or they feel like they're not good enough. Like man, when I first started, I was slow. I'm just gonna be honest. You know what I'm saying? Like I had talent, but I had the writing ability, but I wasn't like, you know what I'm saying? I had to like work at what I'm doing for a very long time. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, you just got to keep going, man.
Yeah. I don't think that's important, man. People need to learn that you have to build it, man. Some people, you can have raw talent, man. You can have raw talent, but you got to know how to craft that talent. You got to know how to cultivate that talent. You got to know how to turn that talent into something productive, right? You got to know how to make that talent produce. And sometimes that comes with a lot of trials and a lot of error before you figure out how to make that talent produce, man. And that's in anything. That's not just music. That's in anything you're trying to do, man. You have to cultivate that talent. You have to pour into it in order for it to grow, man. You have to pour into it in order for it to grow. Sometimes you might have to dig it up again. You know, sometimes the soil might not be right. So you have to find the right combinations, but like you got to work at that thing, man. And I think
you do.
Yeah, I think sometimes the losses are going to come. You are
And you know
going
what?
to lose.
I was laughing because you said Trial and Error, and that's literally the name of my second album is called Trial and Error for that very reason. That's literally why the album is called Trial and Error, because I felt like that's what I was doing, man. Like I didn't have nobody to teach me how to do any of it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I watched people and stuff like that, but we were just kind of learning learning and going as the process went. And you know, you just got the main thing. I feel like the main thing for me, like if I had to tell somebody, like a younger artist, is like just to keep going. That's the main thing, because you don't know. I always keep that in mind. Like if I stop the breakthrough that I really needed to get to, I may not even reach there because I quit. Like I may have almost been there, but because I just decided like, oh man, this ain't working out, and I just quit. You know what I'm saying? Just keep going, because that's part of your journey, man. We can talk about these awards I done won and all this stuff and the Grammy stuff, but I'm telling you, them losses built more character for me than any of those awards that I have. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's why I be proud of the awards, because all the losses that came. You know?
Yeah, it is crazy because it's like I know what rock bottom feels like. I know what failure feels like. So it almost in a way, it can turn you into a fearless person, because it's like, I know what failure looks like.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not afraid to fail because I learned that that's just not a way to do it. And so now I can get back up. Don't try that again and continue to learn from my losses. And so you're right, man. You just got to keep going, man. You never know which one of them albums is going to be the hit. You just never know, man.
You never know.
So you put out 3 projects in 2024, you and Kingpin, the composer, and the theme for them all have the theme of red. You have the Red Face EP, you have Why Is the Planet Red EP, and you have Red on All Sides EP.
Right.
What is it with Virghost Memphiasco? And matter of fact, I came to one of your shows and I still got the T-shirt, and it's Red X. The on the shirt it says Red X, like, you know, like FedEx. But what is it with Virghost Memphiasco and the color red? Is it the color red or is it the aura? Let us know.
Man, both. I mean, both, man. I'm a big. First of all, red is my favorite color. Red is my favorite color. But I'm a big Prince fan. I know this may sound, me saying it might be like, what does red got to do with Prince? But Prince is probably my favorite artist all time outside of Marvin Gaye. The one thing I always really loved about Prince is he is literally synonymous with the color purple. Like literally, when you think of the color purple, when I think of the color purple, I think of Prince. So I always thought that was really cool that he just made that his color. So I was like, man, I want a color like that, but I want something to represent me, something that I could explain what this is for me. And I was like, what color do I like the most? I've always, since I was a child, like, and it was red. And so I just started gravitate more to that. And I think what made it more significant for me and what people started paying attention is like in 2021, I started doing these things called red raps on Instagram, where I would basically just be rapping verses for my songs, but it would be like an entire red filter of me rapping. And that got a lot of attention for me just doing it, because it just looked different. It was fly. I just liked the way it looked. And it like I said, it gained traction. And I was like, I want to turn this into something bigger than just these Instagram things, which takes me back to the show that you went to. I said, I want to do an entire show like these Instagram reels that I'm doing, the red raps. And so I said, I want to call it the Red Experience, and I want everything to be red. That's where the Red X come from. Like, I designed this shirt, by the way. I wanted it to look like FedEx, like where it said Red X, but it stands for the Red Experience. And I did a whole show where the stage was red. I had red on. We had the shirts and all that stuff. And from there, I just wanted to keep that red theme going. And so when me and Kingpin started working on these EPs, which we also put a project out before that, a group project called Kill Shot. And on Kill Shot, I was kind of referring to myself as Redface on there. Like, it's like this character I created, like, you know what I'm saying, for just a bar spitting MC. And I just called it Redface. And I carried that energy onto that EP me and Kingpin did, which was called the Redface EP. And that's where that came from. I wanted to keep the red theme. And the next project we did, I wanted it to be more like of a melody-driven project, but I wanted to keep the red theme too, so we called it Why Is the Planet Red? I mainly called it that because Kingpin, you know, he does like the astronaut stuff and all of this. And when he does that like spacey type of groove and all that, he kind of referred to it as like the astronaut spaceman type stuff. So that's why I call it that. And then the last one just Red on All Sides, because I was just saying, you know, everything that we've been doing has kept this theme, so it's red on all sides. And I just want to keep that color, man. Like that color mean a lot to me. And I think I don't know how much of the show that you saw when you came there. But I explained at the show what red means to me, and I was just saying how it's like kind of like I felt like it represents everything about a human being. Basically, like when I think of the color red, I think of love, I think of passion, I think of sex, I think of all of this stuff. Like, but I also think of like anger, hate, aggression. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like all of those things, more things too. I just can't think of all the stuff I said, but all of those things combined, it kind of like makes the human experience, and all of that stuff has to do with the color red. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, it's a significant color to me, man. And I just wanted to make it synonymous with what I do, kind of like Prince made purple synonymous with what he does. You know,
this is my observation, but it's crazy how that poetic side of you comes out in just about everything you do.
Like, I've heard people say that before, man.
Because I was listening to you talk about that and describing. I'm a very visual person, but I was listening to you describing. I was like, it's amazing how much of that poetic part of you comes out in like everything.
Oh
That's
yeah, I've had people tell me that before. I can't help that.
That's wild. But you know, I think it sets you apart. I mean, I like the concept, right? I think it's a great concept. I think it's, you know, the thought process behind it, right? You know, makes you unique, puts you in a lane. When we start talking about defining yourself as an artist, right?
Mm-hmm.
Having to hang your hat on, this is what separates you, right?
Oh,
These
yeah, definitely.
Are what separates you from just another artist, right? Or just another person who's doing this, or just another person who's doing that, man. So, man, listen.
Yeah, I showed when you said it's poetic. I was like, I hope I ain't like rambling, because you know I've been doing something all day. So I was like, man, I hope I ain't rambling. But yeah, it definitely makes a significant, like it's significant to me, man. Like I really, especially once we did that show. I wish you got I know Jelks went, but I wish you could have been at that show, man. It was like, it really man, the red raps, of course, solidified in a certain way, but that show really kind of solidified the red thing for me. You know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna keep on, pushing it. But it definitely was inspired by Prince, though. Most definitely.
Yeah, the show was super dope, man. I enjoyed myself like a mug. I got some of it on film on my phone and stuff. The band, y'all had the band going and stuff like that. Man. It was just super
Shout
dope.
out my homie Mobley put the band together. He connected all of that together, man. And they was like, man, they was killing, bro. And what's crazy though, man? We only had one rehearsal.
You gotta be kidding me. No,
we
way.
had one rehearsal, bro. That's how professional and how dope that band was, man. We had one rehearsal, and some of the stuff we did we rehearsed everything, but some of the stuff you saw on stage, we was just doing in real time, man, like on stage. And I was proud of it because like it was people at the show that was telling me they've been to like see some mainstream performers that I personally love, and they were saying my show was better than those shows. That made me really proud. Like even my sister told me that she had just went to like a Usher concert or something, and she was like, "Your concert." She go to a lot of concerts. My sister do. She was like, "Your concert was the best concert I've been to." And my sister is not a person that's just gonna tell you some stuff just to make you feel good, especially me. And she said she was like, "That's the best concert I've been to. It was well put together. It was an experience like you said it was gonna be." everybody that said, and I think the thing, I don't know if you saw this, Paul. I think the main thing about this show that people really mess with the most is when I did the spoken word mashup with Play a Fly.
Yeah, that was my part right there.
Yeah, that's the
you,
one everybody messed with and said, that's the thing that everybody remember the most about this show. And I was really proud of it, man. I really was.
That's cold, man. I like how you took, like the Memphis culture of the, the Play a Fly, and then like you took it and put your own spin on it.
Yeah.
And I like, I think the lighting was like red in there, so it was like the whole experience. It was definitely a full experience, and I was proud to be a part of it, man. Just just like I said, I've been following your music since since I first heard your music, like back in like 08, 09 or something like that.
Yeah, man, I appreciate it. I know you hit me up when you got there, man. But my wife was trying to make me just not talk, not in a bad way, but she was trying. I told her I didn't want to talk to nobody, but once I saw that you hit me up, I wanted to make sure you was good because I know me and you had talked about that like prior to that. But I had told my wife, and she knew. I was like, outside of a few people, I don't want to talk to nobody. I would want to be like completely focused on what I had to do, man. Because I was like, no matter how many people come to this show, whether it's a lot or it's not a lot, I want this to be a professional concert, like that rivals everybody else that's doing it. So I needed to be like, I wanted to be like really, really, really locked in, man. You know what I'm saying? So it turned out like I wanted it to, though. So
the artist in me knew that. When I as the night went on, I was like, yeah, I see why. You know what I mean? Like, I would have been wanting to be like super focused too. If I had put this together the way it was put together. So it was all good. You know what I'm saying? Because the artist in me felt that. You know what I'm saying? Like if that was me on the other side, I'd be the same way. I really want to make sure that this goes off the way that I've been planning it. You know what I mean? To give them the full experience. Yep. But it was dope, you know what I'm saying? I enjoyed it, you know what I'm saying?
We're gonna do another one. Hopefully I can come to the other one. We're gonna definitely do another one. I just want to make it the next one. I want it to be even bigger than the one we did last year, man. That's why I haven't done another one yet. I want to make sure it's done to the magnitude that it needs to be done, man. That's the only reason I ain't did the new one yet.
Oh yeah. Yeah. And and I we're planning on putting together a show next year too. So what I'm saying, if you're not busy or if you're free during that time, what I'm saying, maybe we can invite you. We were planning on inviting a few of the guests that we've had on the show, you know what I'm saying, to kind of maybe bring together like, the mr.jelks show presents, like, some of the artists who've been on this show featured, and we all come together and, put on a dope show.
Yeah, man. Anytime y'all do something, man, y'all for sure just hit me up and let me know, man. Y'all didn't let me come on y'all platform. Whatever y'all got, just let me know.
Yeah. Anytime. You welcome on here, man. So I want you mentioned earlier that you have an event this Sunday, the Underground Poetry event. That's gonna be in Nashville. Can you talk a little bit about that? You're hosting it.
Yeah, I'm hosting. I'm not the one putting it together. The homie Epiphany, she's a really, really dope poet. She's from Memphis, but she does a lot of her work out here in Nashville and Clarksville. And she asked me to host the event out there. It's gonna be at the Basement in Nashville. It's a venue called the Basement here in Nashville. And it's basically gonna be kind of like the same structure as a rap battle, but except they're gonna be doing spoken word towards each other. And I'll be up there, doing what's the dude on 8 Mile? What's his name with the locks? I'm gonna do my impression of him, I guess. Makai Pfeiffer. What's the? I forgot the character he played on there. But
I'm trying to think of his name on there.
I can't remember his name, but I'm basically gonna try to do what he do basically. But it's Sunday night. And it's the first ever time they doing a poetry battle out there, and I'm probably gonna do a couple of something out there. I'm a performer, so I'm gonna get out there and do my thing too. But it's all about the people who battling, man. I think it's gonna be a dope experience, something new, something fresh, ain't nobody seen before. So yeah, I think it's I want to say it's at 7:30. I can't remember what the flyers say, but I should know that because I'm hosting it, but. Yeah, man, it's gonna be dope, man. I'm excited about it, man. I can't wait to get out there and host it and see what these poets gonna do towards each other, man.
Oh yeah, it's the 24th. It's the 24th.
Mm-hmm. Well, I said Saturday or Sunday. I meant Sunday.
Sunday the 24th.
No, wait, I'm trying to think. What it's next Sunday, right? I'm tripping. Yeah, next Sunday.
Yep. Is that next Sunday?
I'm trying to think. Is it next Sunday?
That's this coming up Sunday.
Yeah, I'm gonna say I'm too tired. Well, I was like, I could have swore it was this Sunday. I was like, if it's next Sunday, my brain is really messed up.
I was thinking Thanksgiving is.
I know it's this Sunday because IMC got an event next week, and I had them on my calendar to make sure I go to all of them.
Dope. Yeah, somebody hit me up earlier and said they have something going on, not this weekend but next weekend, and I was thinking, okay. When you said that, I was like, when is Thanksgiving?
Yeah, it's on the 24th this Sunday on the 24th. It better be on the 24th because I was like, I'm gonna be out of town next weekend.
Man, so a lot of them, a lot of people out there may not be familiar with your video, like your visual work. So since I wanted us to play a video, I wanted us to play the beautiful AF video. You know how it is. We always let the artists introduce their own video, and then we run it. So. The ball is in your court.
This video is called Beautiful as Fuck. It's off of our award-winning album, By the Way I Heard What You Said. It was shot by Promise TMG in Memphis, Tennessee on the Mississippi River. You know what I'm saying? And I hope y'all enjoy it. Beautiful as fuck.
It's so motherfucking beautiful, don't you agree? All the birds and the butterflies and all that other fly ass shit in between. You now rocking with Virghost the Kingpin. Umpire you the great. Let's get it.
Tastemakers.
Dan Kingpin calling me now. Hold on. I'm gonna keep going though.
Record mode.
Yeah. Cruising in the city, witness excellence. Wifey by my side in her elegance. Bumping old school, that's my preference. All the real niggas be respecting this. Delete my number if it ain't about the presidents. I'm breaking rules, shaking fools, setting precedents. I'm in my zone, going harder than I ever went. Organizing my shows and checking estimates. If you wanna expand, you gotta travel, man. Grow your brand, gotta get it out the gravel, man. All the niggas on the side, they don't matter, man. Let them hoes talk, get the money, fuck the chatter, man. Elevate and keep going, and baby, let them hate. I'm working out in the mornings and then I meditate. If we ain't got the same goals, we gotta separate. You gotta go all in, you can't hesitate. Bluff City vibes by the riverside. We back outside and making bigger strides. I'm feeling beautiful as fuck, man, I've been a guy. Let this live motivation get you energized. Bluff City vibes by the riverside. We back outside and making bigger strides. I'm feeling beautiful as fuck, man, I've been a guy. Let this live motivation get you energized. I don't sip lean and I don't pop pills. I spit my raps over cause I got skills. Man, I wonder how some of you niggas got deals. Screaming all that gang shit to get your top peeled. Record labels give a fuck about your soul, dawg. All they care about is what a rapper sold, dawg. When you hot, they gon' treat you like you gold, dawg. And when you old news, they gon' send you what you owe, dawg. Prioritize yourself, my nigga, plan out. Stop waiting on the nigga and a handout. Create your own opportunities and stand out. Don't be a hoe, nigga, take the grown man route. Ain't nobody gon' do for you till you do for self. I envision myself winning and moving wealth. Making time for my mind and body, improving health. Staying consistent and making sure that my music's felt. Love City vibes by the riverside. We back outside and making bigger strides. I'm feeling beautiful as fuck, man, I've been a guy. Let this live motivation get you energized. Love City vibes by the riverside. We back outside and making bigger strides. I'm feeling beautiful as fuck, man, I've been a guy. Let this live motivation get you energized.
You see, it's a certain way that we ride in the M. And I hope you got 15s in your trunk. In your box Chevy, your Bonneville, your 79 to the 84 Cutlass, your Cadillac. You know what I'm saying? Cut the woofers up.
Yeah.
Young Ghost.
Yeah. I did this one for the spitters, dawg. The most consistent and I never been a quitter, dawg. If it's all love, why you sounding bitter, dawg? I see me doing my thing, then got you triggered, dawg. We ain't the same, I'm authentic, you a gimmick, dawg. You play it safe, I be moving like a menace, dawg. Can't really rap, so you focus on your image, dawg. I been the illest and my rep ain't got no blemish, I know what it was and I know what it is. Don't rap on me shit if you ain't on your biz. Spend time with your woman, take care of your kids. Go make your own wave and stop following his. Been killing this shit, took it back to the bridge. That team Memphis cypher, them folks that I did. 11 years later, still cold as a fridge. You know if I get on the track and I sleep, man, fuck all the props and just give me the paper. Told you in 2016 it gets greater. Welcome to 23, nigga, this later. I'm carving my space in as deep as a crater. Trying to buy a new house and cop a bigger ride. I'm feeling beautiful as fuck by the riverside.
Prodigious Media Group.
Listen. We are really trying our hardest to remain humble at this point, okay?
Dope.
Appreciate it, man. Appreciate it.
Bro. I be wondering why you ain't winning the Grammy. You should have like hella Grammys already, bro, for real. You should.
It's coming, man. It's coming, man. It's coming soon.
You consistent, bro. You've been consistent, man, since I first heard, like I said, the first record of you. Some people came to work, some girls came to work, and one of the girls had your CD. They was like, we met. They were telling me you need to meet this dude. We saw him because they knew I made music and stuff. So they were like, we saw him at the it was one of those like poetry type of clubs. I think we talked about this the first time you were on the show.
Yeah. Ain't no telling with that, man. Man, back then I was performing every other day almost.
Oh yeah, they slid me your CD. Where I work, I'm saying, I work on the computer all day, so I'm just like, I wasn't doing too much, just on the computer doing my design and work and all that. So I slapped the CD in, start listening. I'm like, oh, okay, this is a lyricist. This is I know Memphis. Memphis had, we known to have a certain sound, but we're not, and this is kind of unfortunate. We're not really known to have like super lyricists.
Yeah, and we and what's crazy, we do it's definitely a community of lyricists. I just think that we haven't had that one to break through to let the nation, the country see that we got some spitters out here, man. Of course, we got Don Tripp. Of course, Don Tripp definitely is a spitter. So I'm not trying to, but I'm saying it's like a specific type of spitter. I'm talking about like that type, because Don Tripp is a spitter, but he's still looked at as like a street rapper. You know what I'm saying? Kind of like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, but I think it's just, man, ain't nobody from our community, like the actual spitter community, ain't nobody broke through yet. And I think soon as that happens, then you know what I'm saying, it's gonna be hell to pay for a lot of other cities. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So,
and I think you're on the freaking forefront of being that person.
Thank you, man. Thank you.
It's gonna break through.
I appreciate it, man. But it's definitely, like I said, man, it's a lot of elite spitters. But like even we put a project out, Kingpin put a project out with me and 3 other spitters this summer called Kill Shot. Myself, Jada Street, Friday Black, and Chug Jamal, man. And those guys are just as elite as I am, bro. And that whole project is like some Memphis slaughterhouse shit, bro. Memphis Griselda, like, you know what I'm saying? So it's people here, bro. It's just like just somebody got to break through, man. I think once one breakthrough, then the rest of the floodgates will come in with us. You know what I'm saying?
Yep, I believe that too. And it's gonna happen. I can't wait. I just feel like it should have happened. I think it should happen now. Like, yeah. Yep. And you are gonna be the person if you, you know what I'm saying, if some by some anomaly that don't happen, as far as you being the first, you're definitely gonna be the second or the third.
Yeah, I'm hoping, man. I just like again, like I was telling earlier in we was talking about. I just feel like you just got to keep moving, man, because you never know, bro. Like I remember one thing that always stuck with me, man. I tell people all the time. I remember in 2012, I was really discouraged about music, and I was about to literally quit doing music. Like I was like done with it because I felt like it wasn't moving like I wanted it to move and stuff like that. And this was like November 2012, bro. By April 2013, I was on the radio. I was opening up for Juicy J, all kinds in French Montana. Like, it can literally change that fast, man. And if you give up, just say I would have gave up at that time, I never would have done any of that the next year, just because I was like, it's not moving as fast as I wanted to. You know what I'm saying? So you got to keep going, man. You never know. You never know as a creative. You never know what gonna come out of your mind and your creative process that may resonate with somebody and just blow up. You never know. So you just got to keep going.
That's what's up, man. You recently had a song play in a movie. The name of the movie is called 3.
Yeah.
So tell us a little bit about that, man.
Yeah, man. Nina Stacks is she put it together. She does movies and stuff. She used to do videos here in Memphis. She actually shot Nobody Needs Nobody for Player Fly and Gangsta Black, but it never came out. It's just like a promo video on YouTube, and I wish that somehow they would just. I know that ain't got nothing to do with what we talking about, but I wish they would put that out. But Nina Stacks, yeah, man, she I think they put out. I know that's random, man, but they need to put that video out. But yeah, I think she was just saying they was trying to get some songs in the movie, like R&B type vibes for the movie she was making. I was like, fuck it, I submit Skin in there to see how I do. And I submitted it, and they hit me back in the email. People hit me back and was like, they wanted my song Skin to be in the movie. And you know what I'm saying, I saw it. I didn't know what context they was gonna use it in, but when I finally saw it, I was like, oh, that makes sense. You know what I'm saying? And what's crazy is, man, people be hitting me up like that I don't even know. Like, I heard your song on this movie. I love that song. Even when you go on YouTube and look up the video, there's a couple of people on there like, I came here from the movie 3. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
So it's definitely pointing people to my music. It got some of my streams up and stuff like this. So shout out to Nina Stacks, you know what I'm saying, for allowing my song to be in her movie. You know what I'm saying? It's a dope movie. Also, the movie dope too. You should check out the movie.
What are your thoughts on the current state of hip hop?
Man, I'm about to sound like an old man. I think, man, we in a weird space, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you. I know a lot of people be like, man, it's all good. It's balanced. It's a lot of dope stuff, but I also think, man, it's a lot of really, really is a lot of people in the industry that are not artists. They're not musicians. They're not anything. They just like was at the house one day with their friends, and they just was like, we should make some music and freestyle. And they put it out, and it blew up on TikTok. You know what I'm saying? That's kind of where I think we are in a space that do you remember, like in 2007, it was like a lot of people was making music for ringtones. You remember that?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
I think we in like the neo space of that. So where like people are making stuff to like for TikTok and reels and stuff like that. Now don't get me wrong. It's some dope music within there. It's a lot of dope artists within there. I'm not saying, but I think we in the ringtone, the new ringtone phase right now. But the flip side of it, what I think is, if you think about it, the ringtone space came in 2007, and it got watered down, and it fell to the wayside. But right after that, that's when that blog era started, and you got your J. Cole's, you got your Kendrick Lamar's, you got your Drake's, your Big Chris. All of those people came out of that, which was my generation. So I think that's what's about to happen now. I think people are going to get sick of this TikTok microwave stuff, and I think the great music is going to end up coming back to the forefront, because people are going to get sick of hearing all this bullshit that's out. Because there's a lot of bullshit out here. There's a lot of artists that are not talented. There's a lot of people that are not good. And I think it ain't going to be my generation, but I think the generation like my daughter's 14 years old. I think her generation are going to be the generation of kids who bring that authentic music that's with actual talented artists. I think they're going to bring that back. They're going to have whoever the new J. Cole, Kendrick, and Drake is, in my opinion. But I think right now it's just like, again, it's some dope stuff sprinkled. It's some dope people out here. but it's a whole lot more bullshit out here. You know what I'm saying? It's I don't know, man. That's just how I see it to me. You know what I'm saying? I ain't trying to offend nobody or make nobody look bad or be pessimistic. It just don't look good right now. It just remind me of that ringtone space.
You know, I think the space is just crowded right now. It's
It
just
is.
it's crowded and it's full of people, which is great, right? You know, you're gonna have the highs and the lows. And I think what will happen as time moves on a little bit, the quality will last.
Mm-hmm.
And the stuff that's not quality will fade away. Right.
Mm-hmm.
Because the reality is social media is sometimes it's a burst. Man, you can have a thing for 6 months and then like that thing falls off the face of the earth.
Man, I just said that exact same thing a couple of weeks ago. I said I just made a post and I was just saying, make sure you know why you in this thing right now at this particular space of time. Make sure you know why you doing what you doing, because a lot of people are investing everything about their art, their being, and everything into these apps and these trends and all this stuff, and it may not even be here next year.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yep.
that's why I think the stage is so important, because the stage ain't going nowhere. Like next year, we may not have a TikTok next year. Next year, we may not have an Instagram. You never know with these apps. But one thing that ain't going nowhere is their stage. And I think that's the other thing that's kind of this really making the hip hop space suffer, is it's so many people don't know. It just ain't artists and they don't know how to perform.
Yeah.
It's like they can't even perform. Like, they didn't go through any development, like, to where they became. It's like steps to become an artist. Like, when I first started, I couldn't perform. I wasn't a good performer, but I had to go through steps to where I became an elite performer. Now you can just get on the internet, put on a song, blow up on TikTok, and you are literally on Coachella stage a month from now, and you don't even know how to perform. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just what it is now, and it's making a lot of the stuff suffer, because it's people that's not actual artists or musicians. Like I have a love-hate relationship with gatekeepers. I don't like when people gatekeep in certain aspects, because I think they don't allow some very talented people to come to the other side. But I also, on the flip side, I think gatekeepers are necessary, because you keep out bullshit and people that's not actually doing that thing for real. They just in it for whatever selfish, superficial reason they in there. And I think that's when the gatekeepers are needed, because there's a lot of people out here, man. They not no artists. They can't perform. They don't know how to record properly. They can't write. They can't do nothing. They made something that was popular on TikTok, and boom. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I know that's gonna make me sound like an old man.
No,
Hey,
no,
you know,
it doesn't.
Well, you know,
Go ahead. Oh,
no, go ahead, Jelks. You got it.
I was just gonna say, when money walks in the room, they say God leaves.
Mm-hmm. All right. Yep.
And I feel like people are making music more geared toward how much money, that quick money that they can make. And then, you know, when that happens, you know, God leaves the room.
Ain't nothing wrong. Look, like I love money. You know what I'm saying? I want to make money. I ain't never against making no money. You know what I'm saying? Money, you need money. Money is a tool. You shouldn't worship money, but you need money to make what you need to make happen. But a lot of these folks, that's all that they are in it for, and you can literally see it. You know what I'm saying? Like, for instance, Jay-Z was an artist that he talked about money a lot. We grew up on Jay-Z. All of us, you know, we know who Jay-Z. He was very much about money, but he was also an artist. I don't care what he said, like, I'm not a rapper, I'm a hustler. Nigga, you was an artist. You was a rapper. You cared about the way your album sounded. You cared about your craft. You know what I'm saying? And I think there's a lot of people, they don't care about the craft of this shit. They just don't. They just kind of like accidentally blew up. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, you know, and again, I don't want to hate on nobody that made it to a place where they can take care of their people. You know what I'm saying? I ain't saying that anybody, no matter what your talent level is, if you got into a place where you can take care of your family and give people jobs and stuff, I'm all for it. But the artist in me is just like, y'all niggas suck. y'all, I mean, it's you not an artist, you're not good. And I think a big portion of the industry is there right now, unfortunately.
Well, yeah, and I think the other part with that is right. You know, it's a lot of people who didn't have to go through the process, right? The grooming
Right.
process, and not in a negative way, but the process of becoming an artist, right? And so a lot of these folks, they don't, you know, go through traditional labels anymore. You don't work your way to the stage, and you know, a lot of it is they making money, and not only are they making money, but they making these shows, they making these platforms, they making them money, and
Yeah.
so it's just the sad part is some of these people will fall off quickly and they'll never be able to recover. And the hope is that they got people pointing them in the right direction and having them put things in places that they need to put so that they can survive the dip. You know what I'm saying? Because if you're not passionate about the work, when the sales stop happening, when the popularity stops happening, what do you do then? And I think that's where
They stop.
a lot of people get caught at, is like when it stops being popular, what are you doing in that season? When you hit a wall or when you have failure, what are you doing to get back up and keep going? And I think that's what's gonna happen. People gonna hit a lot of walls, and you know, we
Yeah,
used to have
because
one hit wonders.
the serious artists want to make money, but the money is not the driving force.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's
Right.
not. It's not. I want to make money. You know what I'm saying? But it's not. But it goes back to what you were saying. It got to be a process for you to get. Like the process has been skipped. Like I said, you can just make a song. I can make a song right now and just blow it. Like I can literally, if I was like a young person right now, if I was 21 or something, like 20, 21, 19, I could just be like, I feel like rapping today. I've never rapped before in my life. I feel like rapping today. And I go in the studio and I make a song, and it may be catchy, blow up in the next couple of days. And like I said, boom, you on a festival stage. And also that hurts too, because a lot of these young kids, they don't even know what a good performance is, because all they see is trash performances. So they don't even know what a quality performance even look like, because they so used to seeing these artists that can't really perform. You know what I'm saying? I don't know, man. Like I said, I don't like gatekeepers to a certain extent, because, like the reasons I said, but like in some ways you need gatekeepers, and this is an example.
But I guess the better question might be is it changing? Is this what it's becoming?
It's gonna implode, and it's gonna have to change. That's what's gonna happen. It's gonna implode. And that's when I said it's gonna be artists my daughter's age that's gonna come up, where they're gonna, because that's kind of what happened. Again, going back to the ringtone era, in my opinion, that's what happened. I think everything imploded. It was so much trash music in 2007 and 2006 that it imploded to the point where then all of these other artists, like I said, like Drake, Kendrick, J. Cole, Wale, Big Crit, all these people came out of it. You know what I'm saying? That were real collapse.
Yeah,
I totally agree with you, Virgos. Because my son, he's 15, and he's not into like any of this like drill rap stuff, or he not no stripper rapper, female rapper listening to a person. I'm so proud of him, man. I got a motorcycle, so sometimes I'll let him get on the back, and then I'll let him control the radio while we ride and stuff. So when I let him control the radio, he'll play Nas, If I Ruled the World, or he'll play Biggie, Biggie, can't you see, the Hypnotized, like and then I asked him what is he listening to lately, and he told me he's listening to Tyler the Creator.
Tyler Cole.
Like, so that goes back to what you're saying, like he's around your daughter's age. So you're right. They're searching for quality stuff. Those artists and records that I just named, that's music that lasts.
It's the pandemic fault, man. It's the pandemic fault. Everybody was in the house and everybody started thinking they could rap. So like everybody was in the house, man, and they just like, they was bored. We ain't got nothing to do. I'm gonna be a rapper today. And then everybody started blowing up on TikTok, man. Because if you think about, I'm thinking about this today, bro. Like the last real good quality year of music was probably 2018. That's the year. That was the last year we had where I feel like the industry was focused on artists that were really, really dope and had quality. That was the last year I felt like, and I feel like 19, it was kind of like what's next. And then before we could get a chance to see what was next, the pandemic happened. And then it like opened the floodgates for anybody to do what they wanted to do. And TikTok blew up around that time. You know what I'm saying? So it's the pandemic fault, man.
Oh, like before the pandemic hit, we had a whole band. Me and O had a whole band. O was the drummer. We had a lead guitarist. We had a bass guitarist and a keyboardist. And we were taking like my records and we were putting the spin on them like a rock spin kind of. And it was lit. Man. And then the pandemic hit. And we couldn't come around each other no more. Everybody was like, "You got to stay 6 feet away from each other." So because we used to rehearse, we used to rehearse in my garage and stuff. So yeah, so you're right, man. That pandemic, it definitely it came through like a tsunami.
It did several numbers. Everybody thought they could rap. Then also, I think the state, I don't know if y'all remember, but people couldn't go to shows no more.
Yep.
So people had to like get online and try to perform. I remember I did an online concert, like, you know what I'm saying? So I think that kind of set the standard for the whole decade to where people just didn't care about, you know, that like it wasn't. It opened up another lane for you not have to get in front of people to perform. Even all these years after, you know what I'm saying, after the pandemic, people still do a lot of stuff primarily online. And it came, in my opinion, from the pandemic. So I don't know what it would have looked like had we not had a pandemic. You know what I'm saying? Because I went a whole 2 years without performing on stage because I didn't want to get sick. I didn't know what this shit was.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I don't know, man. I think a lot of it because when y'all leave this show, man, go back and look at everything that came out of 2018. Then go out and go look at 2019 and 2020 compared to 2018. 2018 was the last year we had like quality, like where the industry was focused on quality stuff. Because it's always been dope people coming out even after that. But I'm saying the industry was in some ways focused on really dope. I believe that was the year Nipsey Hussle album came out. What else came out that year? J. Cole album came out. KOD. It was a lot. Just go back and look. Like that was the last year of like the quality artists. If in my opinion, you know.
I got a question for both of y'all, man. And I just been thinking about this lately. Just you know, scrolling through the internet and stuff like that. Is celebrity dying?
What do you mean? Like,
I mean, like when you used to meet a celebrity, that was like a huge thing. Like some people would even like pass out if they met their favorite celebrity and stuff.
Oh yeah, that's dead.
But nowadays, it seems like you said, the pandemic, it kind of put everybody on the same plateau.
I think it was before that.
You think it was before that?
It was way before that. I think the celebrity died with MySpace.
I thought celebrity was still going through MySpace, but you got to break that down.
It wasn't to the depths that it is now, of course. But what I mean by that is, I remember when MySpace first got popular, I remember seeing them have a news segment in Memphis talking about how the celebrities are just as accessible as the regular people now. You can literally message blah, 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 like you can message your friend and stuff like just to plant the idea that this artist is accessible now versus when we was growing up, Michael Jackson was not accessible. 50 Cent wasn't accessible. You know what I'm saying? Eminem wasn't. Like, if these people were like, that you couldn't touch them, you know what I'm saying? Unless you like was in the studio audience of TRL or 106 and Park. So now it's like they're so accessible to where if they post something, you can comment, and if they see it and get irritated, they can go back and forth with you, and which invented the troll. So it's like there is no celebrity because the quote unquote celebrity is too accessible now. Like to, you know what I'm saying? Like people think, you know, you can say things to the celebrities, you can disrespect them. It's too much access for it to be a traditional celebrity, in my opinion. And I like I said, that for me, that started with MySpace. The idea of it, you know.
Dope.
Yeah, I mean, I think it just, man, people have access to everything now, man. You know, like
Right.
you see people so much, right? It's not just on TV, right? You see people so much now that it's like they feel like regular people to you. If you think about it,
Mhm.
like you see them so much, they go live, you see posts, you see pictures. You're so invested in their life. Like people put their life on social media. Some people put their life. And so you so invested into what you see, it's like they normal people to you now. It's an
Mhm.
everyday person because I done seen everything about this person, right? They post everything, they talk about everything. So like it's gotten to a point to where like we know everything about them. And so it's like
Right.
it's just like having a friend or a cousin who live in another state, but you keep up with them on social media, bro. That's just what it's like. It's like I keep up, folks
Right.
be posting I'm in New York, like
Bro, we
you
didn't
know,
know nothing about Michael Jordan. We know everything about LeBron James.
man,
Yep.
everything. Like everything.
We know
Like
what we know what music he like. We know what kind of food he eat. We know what his wife and kids look like. We know everything about these people, like you said. Like it's no mystery, it's no mystique. The mystique is gone.
it is, man. Ain't no privacy really. Now there are some celebrities who, keep a private life and they don't necessarily put everything out there, but what you see is not just in a movie anymore. It's not just on a TV show. It's not just on a interview on BET or on MTV.
Mhm.
So you get more, more about it. It's not reading it in a magazine. So it's like more about them because of social media that it's just like, man, you feel like these people. You feel like y'all cool because y'all listen to me and
Right.
Bron bumping this, man. I bump the same thing Bron bumping. You know what I'm saying? Like
And that's why I mess with Kendrick and Cole, man, because we don't be knowing nothing, especially Kendrick Lamar. We don't be knowing nothing about these people. Like
man,
Kendrick Lamar Instagram probably got like 2 pictures on it. You know what I'm saying? We
motherfucker
don't
might
know
live
nothing.
next door to you. You
Right.
don't
We
even
don't know
know.
nothing about Kendrick and Cole at all, man. And I think because they have that mystique, it makes them more like the traditional celebrity. But a lot of these celebrities don't do that. They show you, like you saying, they show you their whole life, literally.
Yeah.
You
You're
know.
like, man, what's going on with this guy? You see they ups and they downs, and you like, man, they call it being vulnerable, which, to a certain degree, yes. But it's like you see they ups and they downs, and so you feel like you know them because you've seen their life play out and not just a character that they're playing in the
Mhm.
movie, right? So it's like people start to being able to relate. You know what I'm saying? They're becoming more
Mhm.
accessible. So it's almost like they're just regular people, man.
Mhm.
It's just they like me and you. Shit, someone might be living next door to you, for all you know.
Right.
I definitely feel like Lil Boosie, my long lost cousin from Louisiana. Every time I turn my phone on, I see him.
Yeah, man. Boosie, wow.
So how is that going to affect, music culture or just entertainment culture in the future? Because I mean, it was kind of based off celebrity or becoming a star, and then kind of riding that wave of you made it and you're like this big celebrity and everything. How is that going to affect the future?
I think that version of a celebrity is gone. I don't think that's ever coming back, man. The only way I think with the internet and social media, and the social media ain't gonna do nothing but keep getting more, making people more accessible. So I think that version of celebrity is not gonna ever come back just because of like this the state we like what we living in right now. I think there are pluses to it to a certain extent. You know what I'm saying? It, like you saying, I was saying, it makes you more relatable and stuff like that. Because of that, it may give you access to more of like cult fan base type situations and stuff like that. But I feel like the artists that want to be private and have like some element of mystique that want to do that can still do that. You can still be present on social media if you want to and still have mystique. Like with me, when I was younger, I put a lot of stuff on social media and stuff like that. But like now that I'm older and I've been through some things in my life, a lot of people know me as an artist, but ain't that many people that know anything about my private life and stuff. They don't. I some stuff. If you want to do that, you can do that. Like I will say this though. If you are an artist at a certain level, you may not afford to be able to afford to do that because in some ways you have to be somewhat accessible as like a local or regional artist.
Yeah.
But like
Mhm.
I think the big name or like once you get to a certain level, you can still be that mysterious artist that don't really, you know what I'm saying? Because a lot of these artists don't even do interviews no more. They don't do any interviews. They don't do nothing. They just release the music. Like I ain't never seen The Weeknd do an interview ever.
Me neither.
You know what I'm saying? And he one of the biggest artists in the world.
Well, you know, I think a lot of it has to do with what generation is your audience in, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because that makes a difference about how one, the people who patronize you, the people who, you know, buy your stuff, support you, right? That almost dictates how you have to operate, right? You know, because if you came along with the generation who they online and that's what they do, you got to be there in order for them to access you. You know,
Yeah, that's
you
true.
go away, they don't even know what's going on with you, right? You know that they don't know what's happening with you, and you could
Yeah.
literally fall off the radar if that's where you were birthed at, right? If that's where your stardom came from, and you weren't like a crossover celebrity, or you weren't a crossover artist, you know, you kind of a lot of it is about who's consuming my art right now, who's consuming it, and where do they know me from, right? I think and I'm a little bit more analytical person. You know, I think the analytics is what's going to drive what you have to do if you're trying to look to make a profit off that. I mean, because look at some of these streamers, man. Some of these streamers, man, they have so much influence. Like they
Oh,
have
yeah.
so much influence, and it's becoming crazy now. You know, even artists and celebrities going on these streamers.
Yeah, they getting a lot of they
Yep.
getting a lot of stuff up out here.
Yep.
It's literally changing how you do things, man. Like it's literally changing how you move, man. They have so much power that it's just, man, the world is changing and you kind of have to figure out where you fit in and at it. And one thing I do like about it, it's diverse, right? There are a
Oh
lot of
yeah,
avenues you can go to and make money. There are a lot of things you can do, man. Man, there's so many people, you know, Twitch is still a big thing. There's so many people who still streaming, playing games, still got cult-like followings in these things, and people
yeah.
support and pay money. Like it's just,
Yeah, you
man, it's
gotta you gotta take advantage, man, because
yeah,
like even with the pandemic, man, you had to like a lot of artists. I will say this, man, it was a lot of artists that was, I'm talking about on a local level and on a regional level. I saw a lot of artists that had some momentum in 2019 and the beginning of 2020. I ain't heard from them since the pandemic because
and this,
they were not willing to adapt
yeah,
to what was happening around them. Even
yeah,
I had to adapt. I was one of the people where I didn't want to have my face in the camera, but at a certain point, I realized that I have to. I can make it me where I'm not going outside of myself, but I have to put myself out there as an artist. You know what I'm saying? You have to. I don't want to say compromise because I'm not about compromising my art and stuff like that. But you have to take advantage of these things. Yes, these things are in some ways they can be destructive if they're used a certain way, but they also can be used as tools. Because I always look at social media. What changed my perspective is I look at social media and all of this stuff is like a stage. You know what I'm saying? You got to look at it literally like this is a stage for people to see me do my thing. That's what made me change my perspective about it. Now, the
yeah,
thing I don't like about it though is everything is so fast paced that like sometimes an artist need to live to create. Most times, an artist you need to live and then so you can actually have material to make, right?
Yep.
Now, if you're not consistently putting stuff out, they'll tell you falling off. Like I see people talking about Lil Baby. Like Lil Baby was really popping in 2020, and I be looking at the comments on Instagram and all this stuff, and all these kids be clowning him, talking about he fell off. I'm like, he may just be taking a break to live, so he can
Exactly.
have something to write about. But they don't look at it like that,
yeah. Well,
you
you
know.
know, yeah, and I think you said a thing that's key there, man. You as an artist, you have to be flexible and you have to be willing to pivot. If
Oh yeah,
things change, if things shift, man, you got to have some good adaptability, right? You don't have to
yeah,
compromise who you are, but you got to figure out, okay, how can I take advantage of this, but remain within the realm of things that I do, right? You know,
right.
like I don't want to be out here, but I also don't want to be here. So let me find the avenue and the lane that works for me. Boom, I hit it. Now I took advantage of it. I'm still staying current. I'm still staying connected. But man,
That's literally, bro. That's literally what how I did the red raps. That's why I made the red raps, because I saw that you had to make some kind of like short form content now as an artist.
Yep.
But I was like, I want to do something where I'm not just doing what everybody else doing. I want to do something that fits me and what I do. And that's literally how I birthed them red raps, by doing it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because I didn't want to get left behind. Like, because I care about what I do, you know?
Yeah.
Yep.
Legit. I mean, you have to, if you want to survive. Not only if you want to survive, but you have to if you want to make profit, if you want to make money, if you want to continue to have exposure, you know, because again, the consumers drive it, man. That if they're not consuming it, ain't nothing to be made. Ain't nobody gonna come knocking. Ain't nobody gonna want to put you in front of anybody if people aren't buying what you're selling.
And
so you have to be selling something.
And the other thing you need to, especially with it being so diverse, like you said, and so many things to consume and see, you got two things. You got to know that you're not just competing with music. You competing with whatever TV show is on. You competing with other albums. You competing with everything. You know what I'm saying? So you have to make sure you understand that, and you also have to make sure that you go find your audience and the people that want to hear what you got to say.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because everybody might not mess with what you doing or what you saying. It may be small thing. They may not like how you look, how your music is, that you don't do it. Like, it ain't no telling these days, but you have to just find a group of people that, because it's so diverse, and you got all of these tools where you can reach people where you don't even have to go nowhere. You can literally just be at your house. So you just have to find the people that mess with what you do, you know.
Agreed. You do.
That's real. That's kind of like one of the reasons why I started this podcast a little bit, you know what I'm saying? But I kind of got an idea to do something different, because, you know, by me being signed with Chuck D's label, you know, we be having these meetings and stuff, and then, you know, Chuck was already, he was putting us on the forefront. Like, even when I first signed, he told us, like, oh, y'all start writing a book.
Mm-hmm.
Start writing a book. And then he's like, what you could do is you can make like a book album that go with it. Write a book and then make an album that go with it. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, if a person bought a book, you can either slap the CD in there with it or something, or have some kind of way to where they can just scan it and download it and stuff. He was always thinking on the forefront, always be thinking ahead. So we had a meeting one time. He was just like, if I know y'all got other talents and stuff too, you know, because most talented people do. So start reaching in y'all bag and start finding other things too. And I was always like one of those people to where I feel like it wasn't enough platforms. The platforms had so many gatekeepers on it, like you were saying, Virghost, and they would only let 2 or 3 people on them. So I was like, if I ever got the opportunity, I would like to create, you know what I'm saying, my own platform, because I've always been a people person. I've always liked to talk to people, and my wife say, everywhere we go, people talk to you. Like, it can be old people, it could be young kids. Everywhere we go, people just walk up to me and they'll just start talking. So I'm just like, that's a part of my personality that people don't know. All they hear is my raps and they see my videos and stuff, but they don't know, like, the person behind the music, or the person behind the art or whatever I'm putting out or whatever. So that's when I started pivoting, and I was thinking, like, you know what, man, what does it take to start a podcast? And I just started reading books and stuff like that, you know what I'm saying? And like, oh, I think that'd be what I want to do, judging from, you know, the meetings that we be having with Chuck D and them. So, and then, you know, building this platform, you know, slowly but surely, you know, it went from like one host, and then O joined, and then remember Chris joined. Oh, we had Chris, Barbershop Chris, and then people were just falling off, and me and O ended up the last 2 standing, and we've been rolling ever since.
Yeah, it's dope, man. It's dope, and I like what y'all doing. It's professional. It doesn't feel like a pressure thing. Like, I've done interviews where it's like we just having a conversation, and them the kind of, as an artist, I mean, you an artist yourself, and you a musician, y'all know, like, the best interviews are when you just feel like you just having a regular conversation with humans, and not like some
Yep.
fixed thing. So that's one thing I do like about y'all, that y'all just having like a conversation. Like we could have this same conversation if we was just kicking it. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So, you know.
Because y'all probably had a better podcast backstage before we started the show.
Talk about stuff we don't need to be talking about. All right.
Yeah. I was ear hustling. Boy. I was like, wow. I should have been recording.
Yeah, man. Yeah, we definitely could have had a whole segment just on that.
Sure, yeah. Man. So what's next? What's next for Virgos? It's about to be 2025. You done had a hell of a 2024. Go and let us like what do you have like in your what do you call it? I can't think of it. What's the public enemy? What's the public enemy? Well, yeah, you can say in the tuck, but I was looking for another word. I can't find that word right now. Crosshairs. That's what I was gonna say. What do you have? What does Virgos have? In the crosshairs scoped out for 2025.
I mean, it's been like a transitional year because I'm in the process of moving back to Memphis at the top of the year. You know what I'm saying, and it's gonna be dope for me because I'll be able to be more hands on back home and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying. I have been with a group for like 8 years, I think, and I'm no longer a part of their collective no more. So I'm kind of like starting fresh. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of felt like a free agent year for me. You know what I'm saying, in a lot of ways. But yeah, man, I haven't put out a solo album since 2019. So I'm definitely planning on finally putting out a solo album next year. I'm working on a show. I told you about it a couple of days ago, but I don't want to put it on blast on online. But I'm working on something really special that's gonna be coming out at the top of the year. With somebody else in Memphis that's really, really known and prolific in Memphis like that. But I'm working on something really special right now that's gonna come out at the top of the year that I'm really excited about. So that, you know what I'm saying? And of course, I plan on doing a Red Experience 2 next year. Yeah, next year gonna be dope, man. There's a lot of stuff I want to say. I just can't say right now, bro. Like, like I've been like, I will say this, man. Ever since I kind of like became a free agent this year, and so to speak, a lot of great people have come. I've linked up with a lot of great people, and we have a lot going on that's going to be happening in 2025. I just can't speak on it because in some of these I got partnerships, and we have to be in agreement to announce some of these things. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. But I say that I'm just excited about these things, man, because they are major things. I'm not saying things in the past that I've done have not been major, but these things will bear fruit the kind of fruit that I ain't never had. And that's why I'm really, really excited about it, man. You know what I'm saying? So but one thing I can say is my solo album is gonna come out next year for sure. For sure. I just been waiting for the best situation where it can be taken seriously. And I'm in a situation now where it's gonna be handled with care and taken serious for me to actually release. And it's gonna be called Lock 'Em in the Trunkadelic.
Dope, man. And I saw a post where you talked about your solo album and how you wanted it to be. You have a certain vision that you want it to be, and that spoke to me. As an artist, that spoke to me literally. Yeah. I was like, man, I understand exactly what he mean.
Yeah, everything gotta be the stars gotta be in alignment for the solo album.
That's what's up. That's what's up. So sure, right about now, man. It's about time we go around the room, what I'm saying? Everybody give their last words, and we're gonna wrap up this part 2. And hopefully we'll do a part 3, you know what I'm saying, soon. Especially when that solo album drop.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah. We need that on
anytime. You're welcome on here anytime, Virgos, man.
All right, I appreciate y'all, man. I definitely will be back for sure.
Man, we appreciate it. So we always start with the guests. Go ahead and give your last, shout outs or tell people where they can follow you or whatever you want to do. The last run through.
You can find me everywhere. I don't want to sound arrogant, but you can Google Virgos. I'm literally the only Virgos on the planet Earth. So, you know what I'm saying? Everything will pull up, you know, everything you need, you know what I'm saying? Make sure you check out me and Kingpin's most recent EPs that we putting out. We just put out on summerseptember.bandcamp.com. And just be great and don't be slow, man. Just be great. Don't hate on nobody and do better, man. If you see somebody doing great and you motivated by it, go just do something great after that. Don't down a person to hate them. Go be great. Don't be slow.
Nice. Oh, you up to that?
Man, listen, Virgos, as always, man, it's a good show, man. I feel like we could keep talking forever. But it's been a good show, man. I think one thing we talked about tonight, man, that everybody should remember, man, we all gonna fail at some point. But it's not about the failure that happens. It's about what you do with that failure to turn it into a success. So, you know, if you're failing right now, it's not always gonna be this way. Pick yourself up and keep going. You just learn another way not to do it, and now you can find a new way to get to your success.
Okay.
Virgos, man, I want to thank you once again, brother, for joining the show, man. I've been a fan of your music, you know what I'm saying, for years. You know what I'm saying? I wish you the most success, utmost respect, and the most, you know, much love. I wish you the most success. And you hit on something that's really important that we really didn't dig into tonight, and that was how you said that when you and Kingpin, the composer, met, and then you didn't really have, you know, what it took to like buy his beats like that at the moment, but you were able to have a conversation with him and build a network, like a bond.
Mm-hmm.
And I just want to highlight how important it is, you know what I'm saying, for people to have a network and not where it's always about money, because he could have looked at you and been like, no, I don't want to do it because I'm all about money.
Right.
So your network don't always have to be about money or who can make money off this one or can I make money off that one. You've named some really talented artists tonight that you collaborate with. You've named people who you work with to get your records in movies. You're hosting an event this Sunday. I think it's really important that people walk away knowing the importance of building relationships in whatever it is that you're doing, whether you're, you know, starting a business or if you're an artist. Or we really need to, when people say we need to come together, that's what they mean. It doesn't mean like we all just need to come together and eat some lunch. It means like we all need to come together and help each other. If you got this and I got that, let's put it together. And then now we got a lot, you know, now we got more. And then, you know what I'm saying, if we need to take it somewhere else, we can always pick up the phone and call this other person. And then, you know, you see what I'm saying? It's like, It's a network. And I feel like us as a culture are like kind of fading away from that, but we need to, like, you know, really make sure that we keep that as an important thing that we do, you know what I'm saying, for now, and lead by example for the kids in the future, because they're getting further and further away from like the togetherness that we used to have, because like everything is going through these phones. People, they're not even like coming outside and hanging together and really meeting each other in person. Everything is virtual and stuff like that now. So I just wanted to point that out. I feel like one of the most important topics that we really didn't even dig into tonight is just the importance of networking. And we're glad to have you as a part of our network. And, you know, you got us as a part of your network. So, you know, you always welcome anytime, man. And, you know, God bless. And we here. You know what I'm saying? It's a family thing, man. The mr.jelks show.
Thank you, man. I appreciate y'all both, man.
Man, we appreciate you too, bro. God bless, man. Much love to everybody out there, man. Thank y'all for watching, man. Y'all already know what it is, man. We
Squad up, haters down. If you ain't about that life, don't come around.